This new Claude 3.7 AI agent is absolutely insane. So I've built entire SaaS apps today, custom branding, backend, SEO tools, everything just by chatting with an AI. And usually something like this, for example, where you can log in, you can create content. We've got an agency dashboard here and a job board over here as well with an AI generation tool for creating content. Usually this will cost like thousands of dollars and take months to develop. And Claude 3.7, along with Data Button, actually did it in minutes. And the best part is it's actually better than most paid tools out there. And I'm going to break down exactly how I created all of these in minutes, step by step, with you today. Let's go. So here's an example of an app that I built, and literally it's like a full-blown SaaS software, except it's probably got nicer UI than most of the other tools in the same industry. So this is basically an SEO optimized AI content creator. This is just a landing page, but the actual tool and the functionality is available too. You see there's like a nice contact form there, nice free trial method, right? And also the navigation menu works perfectly. The branding is super nice. And then what we can actually do from here is we can log in. So if we click on login over here, we actually have a backend as well. So this is like a full stack AI content generator. Now there's a history section. So you can see what content you've created previously. And this is applicable for any niche, any industry. So whatever app you have in mind, you can build. Now, this is something that would normally take coders like maybe 6 months, 12 months to get right. We just built it in like a few minutes using databutton.com. So it's pretty crazy stuff, like an AI agent that just goes off and builds stuff for you. Super easy and simple to use. I'll show you exactly how we built it in a second and how we basically did the whole project step by step with one click inside the chat. Is absolutely mind blowing. For example, so if we put in a keyword here, like SEO agency, let's say you're creating a page about SEO agency, we can click on show SEO analysis. And if we type in the keyword around what we're trying to rank for, the SEO analysis updates with keyword research in live real time. On top of that, there's an AI generation section here. So for example, if we put SEO agency, we'll leave the title blank, add the keywords, and then we can switch between all these different types, so like product description, article, blog post, etc., target word length, audience, and then if we generate content, that's actually using my API key on the back end to generate the content using this AI software, right? Super easy and powerful to build this full stack app. And again, you can customize this whatever you want. We've got the content generated right there. Nice little SEO analysis. And if we want to save the content, we can. So we just click save. And then if we go to content history, it's all there saved and ready to go. It's just wild. Like full stack app that looks better than most options on the market. And instead of paying like $50 or $100 per month for a tool, we just build a custom made one for us, right? And we can share it with our friends, send the login, etc. So how do you do this? The way that I got this set up is going to Data Button. Now, Data Button has just recently implemented Claude 3.7 Sonnet, which is an absolute game changer. And you can basically use your AI agent to then go off and code and build whatever you want. And all you have to do really is just give it the instructions, right? So if you say, I want to build this or that, it'll figure it out from there. So it's using Claude 3.7 Sonnet directly inside there. And this is available for everyone who's using Data Button. So pretty cool stuff. If we go to sign in here, I'll show you exactly how to set up your own app. So it's going to load. And in the home section here, you can just click on new app, and then you just describe, okay, what's the app that you want to create? What does it do? Who's it for, etc. Now, if you're stuck for ideas, if you're not sure like what to create, but you want to create something for your industry or niche, let's say, for example, you're trying to create like a lead generation tool. Well, what we can do here is we can go inside ChatGPT and we can say, okay, give me some ideas. And then you just insert your industry here. So I'm going to say I'm in the SEO industry for an AI tool that would help my customers, all right, and be used for lead generation. And then let's say you're trying to get more customers, more visitors, whatever for your business. This is super useful because then you can say, okay, give me some ideas for full stack apps. And then it's going to give you a bunch of ideas like SEO AI backlink analyzer, AI SEO content optimizer, which is what we've actually created with Content Forge. By the way, even the name like the AI came up with, so I didn't even have to consider that. So let's say, for example, we want to create the AI-driven clustering and topic mapping tool. We can just take these details, like you can see, then we can go into data button, we can plug that in, we can hit continue. If you have any ideas on like requirements or testimonials or whatever, you can include that. Otherwise, you can just skip that. The same for design. So you can give it some ideas of like design inspiration and upload screenshots or apps or designs that inspire you. But still, if you don't have any ideas for that, just click skip and maybe you'll have some ideas later. You can also, for example, link this to Firebase, Superbase, Stripe, etc. So you can accept payments, which is really good too. And then I'm just going to continue without actually giving it any of that data because you can always do it later. You don't have to do it straight away. And then it's going to go off and start planning the project. So once it's planned the project, let me show you what that looks like. Inside the plan project section, you're going to see all these tasks. Now, if it's a brand new app, obviously none of these tasks will be done. But as you tick them off and as you go through the chat, like you can see, then these are gradually going to get ticked off, right? So for example, if we look at the cluster map, so it came up with the name for our keyword clustering tool. I've generated a plan for us to build cluster map MVP. We haven't gotten started yet. Move a task to in progress to kick off the project, or just let me know what you want. And the cool thing about this is you basically have a chat, kind of like ChatGPT, directly here where you can give it any instructions. And if you're just like, I don't want to think about this, I want to get it done straight away, just hit yes. And then it will just go off and start coding the app. Really cool stuff. And then what it does is it basically goes through a linear process of creating the landing page, setting up the Firebase, authentication, building the keyword input form, etc. And like step by step in a logical, clear manner, it's going to figure out exactly what it needs to do. And it's just going to handle it all for you. And because it's using Claude 3.7 as well, it's really good for thinking and reasoning and coding and logic, which is exactly what you need. Now, imagine if you were trying to build this yourself, right? If I was trying to build Content Forge myself, if I was trying to build this app, I wouldn't know where to start, what to integrate, how to build it, even just for planning out. It's probably going to cost thousands of dollars to figure this stuff out. I remember, for example, like Jasper AI was a super popular tool. I'm pretty sure they were like backed by investors to build something like this. Whereas you can just build it in the space of a morning using the power of AI and Claude 3.7. So pretty amazing stuff. And you see it's just creating the landing page right here. And then what it's going to do as well is it's going to deploy this to your custom domain, right? So for example, if we look at Content Forge, it's deployed at this domain, and that's where we can host it and share it. And also what you'll see here is you get 3 different options, right? So you can see, for example, the map of the project. So you can see like the pages, the architecture, how the UI is navigated. And because you're using AI, it's really clean, right? Whereas, for example, if you were trying to get a human to figure out, okay, how do you structure this? How do you internally link it, etc.? We've all used plenty of SaaS tools that have terrible UI, right? Whereas, for example, with this, it's all good to go. Here's another example of what we've built. So this is the SEO Connect Hub, which is actually a job board I just built in the space of a few minutes as well. Pretty crazy. If we sign in, we can sign in with Google. So this actually uses an integration with Firebase if people want to use it, right? So we can, for example, like browse jobs, like you can see. So we've got all these jobs loaded in. We can click on view details for each job. We can also open it up on the full page. Right, so you can preview it inside data button, or you can preview it on the full page listing. And if we go on the deploy section as well over here, once your whole project is deployed, you can just view it at the custom domain, like you can see, right? It's kind of like a staging domain. And also if we sign in here, we can click on post a job, post a new job. And we've basically got like a full kind of Upwork style job listing board where we can post jobs, we can share with them, we could be an agency and connect agencies and job seekers. And it's really cool. I also just like the simplicity of building something quickly and going from like idea to creation. That is very fun. I'm not going to lie to you. The potential of this is just unlimited, right? Like even for the UI, I've barely even got scratched the surface when it comes to like improving the design, how it's branded, etc. And so there's so much you can do here. I also think this will be really good for lead generation. So for example, like if you create a job board in your industry where you're connecting job seekers with clients and you're trying to get clients for your agency or for your SaaS business or for even for your local business, then you're creating something that's of massive value and would help a lot of people. And you can just give it away for free and then generate leads on the back end that you could potentially sell to. So some really cool stuff there. Here's another one that we built. This is SEO Sphere. And it's basically like an agency service website, right? And so it's kind of like an agency dashboard I've tried to find some like really actionable ways that you can implement this for your own agency. You can see what we've got here. If we go to dashboard, we've got this really nice dashboard right here. We can manage our tasks. We can set up new actions. So for example, we could add clients, set up a new task, new report, and other stuff. And you can also like knock off what you've done recently, right? So if you've completed some tasks recently, it will show up in the recent activity section. And then we can switch between clients, projects, reports, and settings. So inside the client section here, we can just add a new client, add our details, and then we can manage all our clients and our tasks. And this is almost like an Ahrefs style dashboard where you can see how many clients you got live, active projects, keywords tracked, and the average position for each keyword. Crazy stuff. So if we come back to our cluster map project, like you can see, we've started building that out step by step. And you can see all the progress you're making over here. So it's really just going to go off and do everything for you. And then what I was doing when I was building these out is just doing some work in the background, getting some stuff done, and then occasionally flicking back to the tab and just clicking yes every so often. And then you see, for example, it'll go off, it'll figure everything out step by step. So this is for creating the landing page, and I'm going to analyze the app structure and files. Then we're going to plan it out step by step. After that, we've got the next steps. And then it's going to install all the UI components and everything else. And literally, I didn't interact with it at all, apart from just saying, create this website. And it went off and created the whole UI. Crazy stuff. You can see now as well, occasionally it will say, would you like to review the landing page and see if there are any adjustments before I mark this task as complete? So if we go, yes, what it's going to do, especially on a new project, is just ask if you want to deploy this, and then we're good to go. Now, if we click on deploy over here, it will deploy, and it's going to take a few minutes for that to deploy, but you can see the load-in button at the top right there. Also, in the settings section over here, we've got some options, for example, for the agent. So when we're programming the AI agent to code for us, we can insert some custom instructions on how it should code, what brand colors should it use, what company are you, right? You could even say, for example, okay, you're a agent custom coding for Julian Goldie's SEO agency. Here's the brand colors. Here's some information about us, and it will custom tailor the whole project to you so that you don't get anything that's generic, right? It's all personalized to you, your industry, your business, etc. And then once you've done that, just hit apply changes. We've also got some ideas on like the design approach, and you can edit these sections too. So for example, how do you want the design approach? We could go with minimalism, or we could make it look really modern, etc. We can also change the key features, shapes, and typography. Now, these are all filled in automatically before we start coding the project, because the AI has figured out, okay, these are the best options, but you can change them manually if you want to. And then inside the sections as well, you can add a custom domain. So you can actually insert a custom domain for your app, send the request, and then basically build out a custom domain for your project so that it's not hosted on the data button subdomain, if that makes sense. So for example, if we put best SEO cluster map.com here, hit send request, we can then request a custom domain for it. We can install Firebase in the settings as well. Firebase is basically how people log in with Gmail or email or that sort of thing. And we can also optimize the design, so we can add a favicon. And another really cool thing here is we can add collaborators, right? So if you're trying to build this out with your team, you can add their email address here, invite them to the project. Let's say you've got a team of virtual assistants working on this for you, or maybe someone in marketing working on this for you. You can just share access, and then you can see the progress as it goes along. We can also change the name. So if you're not happy with the name that AI generated, just change that right there, along with the pitch, the app description, target audience, and design, right? So there's so much potential with this. Really cool stuff. And I've shown you how to build basically whatever you want, plus find ideas directly for this. Now, if we have a look at the deployment of our project for cluster map, we'll go into cluster map, and you can see an example of what the page looks like. Then we can just click get started. It's created all this content, so we didn't write this content or design it at all. And then we can sign up for free, or we can schedule a demo. And how easy was that, right? The other thing to note here is like you can create similar stuff with, for example, like bolt.new, but bolt.new is just good for like really small projects. It's not going to be great for like full stack apps. Whereas if you wanted to create something quite complex, like a job board or an agency dashboard or like an AI SEO tool, that's integrated with an API key, and then it has history, it has login details, etc., then Data Button is going to be much better just for coding like much bigger projects. So thanks so much for watching. That's available at databutton.com. You can also add more to-do tasks in here, so you can actually add tasks and customize it too. You can play different tasks, so if you want to start a task ahead of another one, you can do that inside the chat here. And if you want to see a full tutorial of me setting this up directly, along with a step-by-step SOP for using this process, feel free to get that. Link in the comments and description to the AI Profit Boardroom. This comes with all of my best automations on like social media, email, AI agents, ASEO automation, Q&A call recordings, plus a crash course and SOPs. And if you want to sign up for Data Button, I'll leave a link in the comments in the description on exactly how to sign up. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it as always. See you on the next one. Bye bye.